If you've been having these feelings of impending doom, you're not alone. It's kind of part of the spiritual awakening journey, but it's also part of life. And I'm going to show you 3 ways of really helping you through this so that you can actually help yourself in a moment where you catch yourself feeling that sense of impending doom. Hi there, beautiful souls. I'm Michèle Duquet. Welcome to my channel, Soulful and Unplugged, a channel about the spiritual awakening journey where I show you how to live a more joyful life by helping you navigate this very human journey through your soul's perspective. So to cut to the chase, there's 3 ways. There is through changing your environment, the breath, and exercise. Go to the chapters if you want to go to any one that interests you right away. But stick around so you get a very interesting description of why these work. So why change your environment and how to do that? It's way easier than you think. So you notice that you're having a feeling of impending doom. You have this uh-oh feeling. And you notice also where you are at the moment that you have it. Is it when you check your emails? Is it when you're at work? Wherever it is, try and observe exactly where you are when this happens. I wish I'd known this when I was going through the dark night of the soul, because every night for 2 years I would wake up with this terrible sense of impending doom and panic. And had I maybe did this simple shift, I would have helped myself through it. It could have been anything from just moving the bed around to a different position. So for example, what I've been doing, anytime I feel that sense of uh-oh, and it does happen. So it might be I received a call from the vet. They're trying to set up some tests for Roxy. It's simple. It's just a vet calling. But I kind of went, just because anything can happen. You never know. And it's your beautiful pet and you love your pet and you want everything to be okay. What I did was I looked around and I saw that I didn't have any decorations up yet. So immediately I nipped it in the bud and I got up and I started putting decorations around. And then what I did is every time I still had that sense of a little bit of impending doom of, oh my God, what could this mean? These tests. I would go around and I would move certain decorations and put them in places that brought me a lot of soothing. Why does this work? Well, it's called neuro-associative response. You have an environment where you notice this is happening, and if you shift a little thing in that environment and have a feeling that things are going to be good and okay and feeling better, then your feelings of everything's going to be okay are now associated with those objects. So for me, I did something that I can look at as soon as I come in the house. I just did this lovely little vase display with a heart and these little funky little Christmas ornaments, and I put on the shelf where my mother's pictures are up a heart, and it says Noël on it, which is French for Christmas, and that is just very meaningful to me. And every time I come in the house now, I have these beautiful feelings. So what you can do, try shifting furniture around, try putting up a picture on the wall, doing something that shifts the visual environment in a way that when you feel good, you associate that with this shift. So what ends up happening is you change your internal environment by changing your external environment. So while, yes, this is a channel about the spiritual awakening journey, there are so many things that we go through in the spiritual awakening journey, and a lot of them are associated with the dark night of the soul, are associated with these feelings of panic and fear, all the stuff that was in the shadows coming up. And it is very physical. It's not always about meditating and exercising that detachment from, the external reality. Very much of it has to do with our own physicality. We are human beings. So by understanding that we do have a way to kind of nip this in the bud and shift our feelings internally, it can help us get to that place where the meditation is deeper and fuels better that spiritual journey. Because shifting is easy when we're already in a meditative state, when we're already doing yoga, when we're already in that beautiful, peaceful state. It's very hard when it's right in the middle of what is really bothering us. And that's more often than not the human side that comes out. I love to bridge the gap between the spirit and the human, the soul and our human journey. It's a way to harmonize the journey of both. And don't get me wrong, this has nothing to do with repressing feelings, all the contrary. It's about accepting the feelings that are actually going on, embracing them, loving them, being the sole observer, understanding that the human is having some challenges right now, and the human being can help him or herself. The second way we can really help ourselves is through the breath. I did a video last week about the 4-7-8 breathing method, and it's really wonderful. I would highly encourage you to try it, because especially in a moment where you're having some very challenging human feelings, this can help you so much in the moment. I will link that video right up here as well as in the descriptions below. I was telling my yoga teacher what I was doing with this breathing method to help myself with something that's going on in my feet, and he gave this beautiful explanation about bridging the gap between the subconscious and the conscious mind, the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system, the autonomic system and our conscious system. It really does bridge the gap. And in my own way of describing it, between the human and soul, it is that bridge, that beautiful bridge through the breath, through this life force that keeps us alive every moment of our life. It is that breath. And when we exercise the breath, or exercise some form of conscious effort on the breath, it's like you're bridging the gap between the body and the spirit, the human and the soul. You are harmonizing the two, because this life force is at the epicenter of everything. It is our connection to our spirit and our connection to our body. So through the breath, so much can be shifted. And the first thing that's affected during a moment of that feeling of impending doom is the breath. We start breathing shallow, get tight, everything shifts in a more difficult way, and this really helps you just calm the system down, calm the mind down, so that you can find more clarity and harmonize yourself between the body and the soul as you go on your human and spiritual journey. And the third way is very simple. Exercise. So it could be just going for a walk, breathing in some fresh air. For me, it's going to the climbing gym, or it could be just being at home doing weights and doing stretches. It's a very powerful way to shift your thinking. It's a very simple way to shift all of your thoughts. So it doesn't matter what you do or whether you enjoy it or not. It actually just is a shift in your physical movements. So something really as simple as a walk, or even doing step work in the house, going up and down the stairs. The minute you have that feeling of impending doom, get up and move. Do something. It'll shift immediately your thoughts. And the beauty about exercising is those beautiful endorphins that start coming through, and the oxygen in the blood and the blood flow and the circulation. It helps you feel good, but it also keeps your mind busy on other things. You're focusing on what you're doing when you're exercising, and it's taking your mind off of other things. Not to repress the feelings that you are having, not to deny what's going on, but to actually acknowledge what is going on and do a self-loving thing to help yourself through very difficult moments. So taking it back to the spiritual awakening journey, what happens to someone who is on an awakening journey is a heightened sensitivity to energies. And the energies of these past 2 years have been off the charts. What's happening now and what will continue to happen are very conflicting, very fear-inducing types of news, of events that are happening. And by finding a way to help yourself through all of these events and all of these heightened energies, you will make your own spiritual journey just a little bit more enjoyable. So I hope this helped. Mwah! Sending lots and lots and lots of love. Bye for now.